Welcome to the Mizzle Dub Show, where they know sports. If you wanna know about sports, this is where you go. Welcome to the Mizzle Dub Show, where they know sports. If you wanna know about sports, this is where you go.
First down, touchdown, first down, touchdown, yeah. 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 Touchdown, yeah. Touchdown, yeah.
Now, if you thought a couple of weeks ago was wacky in the NFL, week 5 today said, hold my beer. Because, well, let's just say it like this. If you put in a parlay and you mostly bet on road teams, I'm pretty sure you probably cashed out pretty good today because it definitely was all about the road teams in week 5 of the NFL. 10 road teams starting from Thursday to today. And we'll see you about Monday night with the Chiefs and the Jaguars. It certainly was a day for road teams in the NFL. Only 3 road teams won this week. And here's an extra kicker. 2 of them were in the NFC South. Go figure.
Yeah, when you said the Panthers, I was like, ooh. I mean, of course, I knew the Colts because my team stinks. Just going to throw that out there. We stink. Absolutely stink. 6 points. 6 points when you got all that. I mean, of course, we didn't have our superstar tight end, Brock Bowers. But, you know, it stinks. But go ahead. I'm sorry. I kind of promoted that in. My bad. Mother bastards.
Well, needless to say, it was definitely not a good day for Raider Nation. Obviously, 6 points.
When has it been a good day for Raider Nation?
It was all right in 2021, which hard to believe that was 4 seasons ago, which is
It feels like
wild,
ages.
which is wild to think in of itself. But I know particularly it was not a good sports weekend for you as Miami came into Tallahassee and really took care of business against the Seminoles.
They played football too late.
Yeah, I can't do that when you're playing the number 5th team in the ranked in the country, which certainly will help Miami's chances with the fact that UCLA pulls off the shocker of upsets, upsetting number 7 Penn State and Pasadena.
Well, you know that Miami was number 3 when they played Florida State.
Oh, they were. That's right. They were number 3. So they should be number 2. No one's taking place of Ohio State, so Miami should jump to 2.
Yeah.
Texas gets upset again, much to the chagrin of our fellow brother and colleague Josh Pineda, who probably tore his house down.
He just left the house and while he was sitting here visiting, he was like, "Didn't I tell you that we were going to lose to Florida?" When you know your team. You know your team.
Exactly. Much to the happiness of Big Oos, who's a Florida Gator, and was very, 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 very happy.
Indeed.
Needless to say, as Florida did beat the Texas Longhorns 29-21. I don't know what it is about the first weekend in October, but the California Golden Bears just cannot get their stuff together as a basketball school puts up 45 on them as the Duke Blue Devils smash Cal 45-21.
You know how I feel about Duke.
Yes. I kind of figured my Bulldogs to get back together. They're playing Kentucky, a basketball school, do what they should have done. But BYU remains unbeaten. They beat West Virginia 38-24. That was on Friday. As there was some college football action on Friday. Ohio State handled business against Minnesota 42-3. Florida State got going late, but Miami held on by 6, 28-22.
Just too late.
Oklahoma shut out Kent State 44-0. A&M beats Mississippi State 31-9. We just talked about UCLA losing or beating Penn State 42-37. Vanderbilt loses for the first time this year. They get beat by Alabama 30-14. That he did, Brandon, and congratulations, your Texans handled business as they should have in Baltimore today, getting things back on track over them. Texas
Yeah,
Tech beat
good, good,
Houston
good,
35 to
good
11.
sports week for you. Crappy for me.
Cincinnati upsets number 14 Iowa State 38-30. Michigan beats Wisconsin 24-10. Notre Dame was forcing turnovers as they beat Boise State with touchdown Jesus in the background 28-7. Illinois beats Purdue 43-27. In overtime, Virginia beats Louisville 30-27, and that rounds out the top 25, if you will. UNLV in the snow. Early October, and there's snow in Wyoming, but in the snow,
We hurt
UNLV goes to
emotionally.
5-0. They beat Wyoming 31-27. Sparty, San Jose State beat New Mexico 35-28.
Oh
San
yes.
Diego State put up a 40 burger on Colorado State 45-24. Fresno State beats UNR Nevada 2017. And a good game between Navy and Air Force, but it's Navy beating Navy, or it's Navy losing or beating Air Force 34-31.
The midshipman.
The midshipmen, yes, beating the Wild Blue Yonder. Um, Real quickly, I promise we will get to NFL, but real quickly, Vlad Guerrero Jr. is having
Oh,
himself a very nice start to his
oh man, isn't he?
postseason career
Isn't
as the
he?
Toronto as the Toronto Blue Jays. Hello, Opus of Asgard. As the Toronto Blue Jays are halfway to the American League Championship Series, as Vlad so far in this series is having himself a tremendous start to his postseason career. Homered in Game One, homered again today, hit a grand slam as the Yankees are on the verge of being dethroned as the reigning defending American League champions. As Max Farid gave up some batting practice, 8 hits, 7 earned runs in 3 innings pitched. As the Yankees won Game 2, 13-7 after winning Game 1 yesterday, 10-1. As the Blue Jays now have a chance to sweep their division rivals out of the playoffs. Vlad
Yes.
goes 3 for 5, knocks in 4, and is batting a very nice 667 so far in 2 games against the Yankees. So far in this series, he is, if I can find it, he went 3 for 4 last night, 3 for 4 today. So that's a 6 for 8, folks, in 2 games.
That means he's pretty much seeing the baseball very well.
Yeah, he is seeing the ball very well, and to quote Cousin, yes, he is definitely indeed going crazy with the bat. And I'll just tell you what, folks. Okay, I mean his swing is carbon copy like his Hall of Fame dad, Vlad Senior. The
And they
grand
showed it
slam,
too.
the grand slam that he hit, that is as flat-footed of a swing you'll ever see. That was nothing but upper body and hit it 400 plus feet. Now, I can only imagine how further it would have gone if he decided to use his leg power, which he's capable of doing. It might have went to where only Jose Canseco and Mark McGuire hit a ball at the Sky Dome, which would be in the 5th deck.
Or it could be Barry Bonds' home run that he hit in the World Series against Anaheim. They still ain't found that ball.
That's still somewhere in orbit. But I did say out of the first round was going to be the Tigers and the Mariners, and both games have not disappointed. Tigers came back last night in extras and win 3-2. Jorge Polanco had 2 home runs off a Scooble. The Tigers did tie it in the top of the 8th on a 2-run double by Spencer Torkelson, but Julio Rodriguez knocked in the game-winning run with an RBI double. And so the Tigers and Mariners are even going back to Detroit at 1 apiece. Both those games, or both those series, will pick back up on Tuesday. Of course, the Yankees needing a win to keep their playoff hopes alive and not get swept for the first time in a long time. In the National League, the Brewers gave the Cubs a rude awakening as they scored 6 in the first. Never looked back. They won 9-3. Hello, Miss Jody. How are you? Good evening, or in your case, early morning to you, since you are 2 hours ahead. And then Phillies just had one job. One job, Philadelphia. But, as I have often said, you cannot defend a walk, and you cannot defend a hit by a pitch, and Teoscar Hernandez made him pay with a 3-run homer, as the Phillies led 3-0, but never scored again, as those damn bastards in blue came back to win Game 1, 5-3, and they're up 1-0. Game 2 will be taking place tomorrow. You'll have that series, the Phillies and the Dodgers, starting at 3:05 p.m. Pacific, 6:08 Eastern. And of course, in the nightcap will be the Brewers and the Cubs at 6:08 Pacific, 9:08 Eastern. And you can catch both those games on TBS, True TV, or HBO Max. That's on the billing. Um, in other news, the Las Vegas Aces are halfway to the WNBA title, which will be their third in 4 years.
Three.
Jackie
Okay. I
Young,
thought it was four. Okay, so it's three. Okay.
yeah, it will be three in the last four.
Okay.
And I did not realize that the finals went to a best of seven. I always thought it was a best of five. I don't know when they went to a best of seven.
Oh.
But yes, the WNBA finals is now a best of seven. They're halfway there. You must have picked all home teams because it was definitely a road team week for the road teams in the NFL. But Jackie Young goes off. She led the way with 32 for the Aces and the MVP, playing like the MVP. Another double double for Asia Wilson, as she had 20 and 14. Sabali had 22. Cooper had 23. As now the series will shift to the Valley of the Sun in Phoenix, which final score was 98-71. I was at game 1 on Friday, and let me tell you, the atmosphere.
Yes.
Like I said, and like I was telling EJ, I said, EJ, if you can get to a Valkyries game, do so. I mean, the crowd was very live inside the Michelob Ultra Arena at Mandalay Bay for game 1 of the finals. And if you thought refereeing in the NBA was bad, it is just as worse in the WNBA. Let me tell you, it's horrible.
Man, you know, if I didn't feel like driving all the way to San Francisco, I would go check out a Valkyrie. But it's just I'm done. I'm done with the driving.
You know what though? I really hope somewhere down the road that the WNBA does bring back the Houston Comets, because I'm not understanding how you just get rid of a 4-time league champion in the Houston Comets with all that legacy that they had.
The Monarchs would be nice to come back.
That would be good too to have them.
That's right down the road. I can go. I definitely can go watch support that. Well, I support the WNBA, but I can definitely get with that. And
yes, but I mean the Valkyries made some mystery. First,
yes, they did.
Team to make the playoffs.
Yes.
Coach of the year.
Yes.
So they continue to keep shooting up. But yeah, the Mercury, and the Aces. Now, if people are wondering, well, why is it not conference and it's just teams? Well, let me give you history. Well, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
It's not enough to do that.
11, 12. There's only 14 teams in the WNBA.
Yeah, it's not enough to do.
So the top 8 get in. Then you have your first round series, your semifinals, and then you have the finals. It's almost just like the Canadian Football League. You got your wild card round, then you go face the top seed in the conference finals, and then you have the Grey Cup, which the Grey Cup's coming up real soon, and we'll talk about the CFL in a minute.
Do we have to? My team's not in it.
Well, my team was on the outside looking in because they got thrashed by the BC Lions yesterday.
Damn.
Is this for the WNBA, Miss Jody, as you're trying to give us some inside information? Which, if that's the case, that would be good to see the Houston Comets back, because I mean, if I'm not mistaken,
I mean they were a staple to the WNBA.
They were an original team. If I'm not mistaken,
the talent that they had.
Only the Phoenix Mercury, the New York Liberty, and the Los Angeles Sparks, I believe, are the only 3 originals left, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh wow.
Maybe the Washington Mystics. I think there's 4 out of who originally started, because I know the Aces originally started in Utah, they went to San Antonio, then came to Vegas. That I do know. Hence why a Hall of Famer Becky Hammon's the head coach of the Aces. And I did see
Plucked her
Mr.
away from
Davis.
San Antonio because I think she could have took over for
She
Pop.
would have been, yeah, she would have been the next head coach of the San Antonio Fundamentals.
I wholeheartedly believe that she could have took over that team and ran it. I mean, she ran their G League, summer league, yes.
Heck, I even think she coached one NBA game. I'm taking the 9 off. You coach.
Absolutely.
Okay, so just to do my history. Okay, the original 8 of the NWA when it started was the Charlotte Sting, the
Yes.
Cleveland Rockers, the Houston
Yes.
Comets.
Yes.
So, like I said, only the Sparks, Liberty, and Mercury are the only 3 remaining of the original 8.
So when did the Monarchs come in?
No, the Monarchs was one of the original 8.
Oh, okay.
Along with the Utah Stars. Of course, the Utah Stars became the San Antonio, what their name was, and then they eventually became the Aces. So,
yes,
there's that. So if you're going by conferences, there were 4 in each team. But here nor there, and also you have the Detroit Shock. I wish they would bring them back too, because I mean, Bill Laimbeer had those ladies playing some tough nose Detroit basketball when he was the head coach.
I mean, he knew who to pick,
which is not shocking. But the Aces halfway to the NBA or the WNBA title, they need 2 more wins in the best of 7. And if there is a game 5 on Friday, you better bet your bottom dollar I'll be back in there again. Because I mean, like I said, it was fun. Also,
how much are the tickets?
Surprisingly very affordable. It was like $40 for my ticket.
Oh wow!
And it was some good seats too. Anytime you mention that legend's name, it's always a good option with that woman. That's WNBA royalty right there. But no,
right.
Went there, got a rally towel, which was in the seat when you got there. There really is no bad seats inside the Michelob Ultra Arena, which of course they have plenty of Michelob Ultra. You as a head coach, Miss Jody, you're saying you would coach the Comets? However,
better get floor seats when that happened.
In other news, there was BS basketball being played as the Warriors got back on the hardwood floor and took on those bastards that wear purple and gold in Los Angeles. And needless to say, Wardell is already in mid-season form.
What did I say? Sit him down already.
He was like, save him. But Lakers and the Warriors played him. But I will say this: DeAndre Ayton will be a good fit for the Lakers. He looked real good. Certainly can do some things with that front court of him, Luka Doncic, and that guy that needs to just cut his hair off. But hey, Warriors win 111-103 to start the preseason inside the big A team known as the Chase Center inside the city. As Pat Spencer had some good minutes. Jared Vanderbilt had some good minutes. Warriors shot 46% from the floor, 40% from 3, and actually shot well from the free throw line. The difference for me was definitely rebounding. They led that in a huge way, 57-48. Of course, turnovers is always going to be that way with the freaking Steve Kerr coach team, no matter who's on the roster. But either way, some other preseason scores from the defending champions, the Thunder, beat the Hornets 135-114. There'll be some more action tomorrow. A nice slate of games in the preseason. You got the Bucks and the Heat, Rockets, and the Hawks in Houston. Spurs in on the China tour as they are in playing some the Gonzo Hole Long Lions. And by the way, don't forget to get your merchandise at the Mizzle and Dub Show, myshopify.com. Pistons and Grizzlies, Thunder and Mavericks, and the Nuggets and the Raptors to complete your news or your preseason schedule as how appropriate. If I can find it here, hold on. It is very appropriate. Now, you know what? I'm kind of like you. Here she
What's
goes
that?
again. She's already starting with Sagoon again.
Sagoon for Kaminga. You know what? Yeah. Miss Jo. No.
You know what's jacked up? Um, you talk about driving to the city. I would so do it if it wasn't in San Francisco because the Warriors do have a home preseason game against the Clippers, and I definitely would go if it wasn't in the city.
I ain't doing no. That's far.
Now, let me see something.
Are you talking about in a couple of next week?
Day before Little Big Brother's birthday, the 17th, which oddly enough is the anniversary of the '89 earthquake. But that's okay because we are officially 16 days from it getting it on for real, and that means one of the greatest sports themes of all time makes its return to the airwaves. Round Ball Rock, created by the great John Tesh, once again will be on your airwaves as the NBA does come home back to NBC.
And that just I just think Michael Jordan, Larry Bird, the Knicks, the Pacers. You know, when you heard when the
Shaq
Eastern Conference. Oh man, come on now.
Shaq calling the Kings the Queens.
I don't care about the Sacramento Queens.
You can frame it.
Can we talk about something else?
I don't care. But yes, for those of us that grew up in the '90s, the NBA and NBC was a staple for us, and of course, the great Marv Albert. Yes, and it counts. So,
they definitely showed. Marv Albert just seemed to like take his game up higher when he was always in the Garden.
Oh yeah.
That in Boston.
Yeah.
Or when Jordan was playing.
Yeah. I mean, definitely when you think about the NBA and NBC, you definitely think about it. I mean, that was the Jordan era because that's where the Bulls dynasty took place on NBC. Like you had, Magic and Bird on CBS, and then it was Michael on the first half of the NBA and NBC run. And then the last half, it was, unfortunately for fans that are not Laker fans, it was the Shaq and Kobe era to close out the NBA on NBC. And then this ABC era has been about LeBron and Steph, for lack of a better term. You sprinkle in some Tim Duncan
a lot more LeBron, but you also can't you can't throw out there when the fundamentals have done too as well.
Oh yeah, absolutely. The fundamentals definitely were more ESPN, ABC than NBC. I mean, they won their first talent on NBC, but their main ones came during the ABC era, which it sucks that the NBA Finals won't be on NBC, but they will have the All-Star Game, and they will have playoff series. And Mike Tirico continues to make some history. Oddly enough, folks, when Mike Tirico calls Super Bowl 60 in Santa Clara for NBC, he will be the first black man to broadcast the Super Bowl for broadcast national TV. Rachel Nichols might be involved on Amazon Prime Video, if I'm not mistaken.
Who cares?
Which,
including Miss Jody Q. That's why she asked the question. But
although I'm anxious to see how Blake Griffin will do as an analyst for Amazon Prime, that'll be very, very interesting.
Yeah, well, I'm very interested to see how Michael Jordan is going to handle being on TV.
His contribution
and his
to NBC,
and his competitive self.
Oh, he's going to be a dick. He's going to be a dick.
Man, this is going to be great. You got Carmelo Anthony. I think is it Tracy McGrady?
T-Mac, Jordan Crawford, Carmelo,
Vince
Carter.
Yep.
I
You
know.
said somebody.
I know Noah Eagle. Um,
You said Noah Eagle.
yeah, Iron Eagle's son.
I'm about to say related to I. You said son.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
You know what?
they,
I
they,
have
they,
seen
I
him.
mean,
I think I've seen him do the Navy and
well,
some college football.
Noah was the one that did the Olympics with Dwayne Wade in Paris.
Ah,
He did the basketball tournament with Dwayne Wade in Paris. I know Dwayne Wade's on the NBC team. Um, obviously, we know Tarico is the lead play-by-play guy.
yes.
Um, as I'm trying to get the full slate of announcers that is on the NBA on NBC. It's still going to be weird seeing Inside the NBA on ESPN, but hey, we still get Shaq, Charles, EJ, and Kenny. As long as Kenny pushes Shaq on the floor when running up to the monitor, as long as we still get that, um, it will make life grand. All right, so, Tracy McGrady is going to be a game analyst. Okay, all
Oh,
right, yeah, yeah. All right,
I'll take it.
so obviously Noah Eagle, Mike Tirico, your play-by-play guys. Reggie
Yes.
Miller obviously is going to be with Mike Tirico.
Can't stand Reggie Miller.
Grant Hill, game analyst. Jamal Crawford, game analyst. Tracy McGrady, game analyst. I'm anxious to see Tracy McGrady talk about some X's and O's during the broadcast. All right. In your studios, you'll have, of course, the Syracuse Orangemen and Carmelo Anthony, and the Tar Heel in one. Vince Carter, half man, half amazing. Maria Taylor, and Ahmed Fareed. Go ahead, Fareed.
Ahmed. All right.
Yeah,
Go ahead, get you.
will
Yeah, like you
be
said.
your studio host, and of
Yeah,
course,
nice.
Michael Jeffrey Jordan, special contributor for select assignments. So
basically, your big games.
the big games, playoffs, All-Star game, you'll
Yeah.
see the real goat, if you will.
Like he
Michael.
needs more money though. What the hell?
That part.
The man
Like,
can walk anywhere and probably have to never pay for nothing. Dude, it's Michael Jordan. Okay, you're reading. Share. What you're reading.
Oh, okay. Michael Grady, who has done a lot of Timberwolves games, he joins the NBC team. Also, Robbie Hummel, former Purdue Boilermaker. Also, Brad Doherty, former Tar Heel, will also be a part of NBC's broadcast, along with Derek Fisher.
Derek Fisher, huh? Still kicking around. Is NBC Fox? Not that I know.
No, NBC is Universal.
Yeah.
I know Rupert Murdoch owns Fox. That I know for sure. Universal owns NBC.
Mm-hmm.
Which is why Bill Cosby went to jail, because Bill Cosby was about to own NBC, and well, there's that. But the Murdoch family definitely owns Fox. But yeah, they still had to pay $787 million for lying. But yes, the Murdoch family owns the Fox Corporation. Now here's the thing. Yeah, because the Mouse House and Bob Iger owns ESPN, which that's been the biggest mistake for ESPN ever since they decided to be owned by Disney.
I agree.
Of course, Viacom owns CBS.
Yes.
For those that don't know. And of course, Disney owns ESPN and ABC. So there you go. So, which is why you wouldn't see people like Dan Rather and Ted Koppel and Tom Brokaw on these network newses today, because you gonna try and tell them how to report the news. Dan Rather would tell you get the fuck out, and he would mean it. You won't tell Dan Rather how to report the news
This
for
is
CBS.
Dan Rather.
Like you're gonna tell Peter Jennings what to say on ABC. Peter Jennings will be like, "Get out, get out."
Those are the good old days. Nobody cares about Skip Bayless. He dug his own grave. Nobody cares.
Oh,
That man has been kicked off 2 shows,
2 different networks.
2 different networks, and one of them was his actual show. That's
Yes.
crazy.
Yes.
So it sounds like there's something. It's a him problem.
Skip. Which, by the way, the 1972 Miami Dolphins just popped their champagnes as no, actually RG3 is I think he's working for Fox. Yeah, RG3 is on Fox.
He got fired from ESPN, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
He was let go at ESPN, but he's on Fox. Now, if you want to fire somebody at ESPN, get rid of Ryan Clark's ass. If you want to get rid of somebody.
I just think that man likes to hear himself talk.
Oh, like Stephen A. Smith.
Because that man gonna sit here and jeopardize somebody on national TV and then try to turn around. I mean, like, good for the apology, but bro, come on, man. You meant what you said when you said it live.
Well, like it says in the Bible, what the heart thinks, it will speak. So, I mean, you better be careful with them. But I will say this. I truthfully don't know how they won this game on Thursday because they absolutely had no business winning this game. But somehow, my doggone football team pulls off. As Mizzle goes to sleep, but going back to Thursday, the Niners in overtime beat the Rams 26-23. Mac Jones goes to 3-0 as a starter.
Y'all should send Kyron Williams a Christmas card.
Well, Alfred Collins, the draft pick, pulled a Peanut Tillman. Actually, and I'm being honest and I'm being real. Should have been a penalty because he did punch him in the face mask because it did hit his face mask before it hit the ball. Should have been called a penalty, but it wasn't. Well, thank you. Hopefully that they made you some money. But
yeah, just like Geno Smith interception should have been non because somebody was in the neutral zone when the ball was hiked.
Well, I'll tell you like this, Michael. It is certainly looking good for one team that had the bye week, and that team will be the Pittsburgh Steelers. I mean,
Absolutely.
Not that Mike Tomlin needs to have more advantages, because Mike Tomlin's certainly very capable of getting it done. But I mean, when you have
what's the rule? What is the rule?
Do not go against Mike Tomlin. But when you have your division all take L's and you take a bye week, you're sitting very pretty coming back into week 6 if you're the Pittsburgh Steelers. Just.
And the division is looking pretty. Like it could be up for grabs for them right now. They are in a better situation to win it now.
Absolutely, yes, they are. They have a chance to up in the division because as they come back from their bye week,
and depending on Lamar Jackson, that changes my whole not changes, but that messes up my my FC Championship game.
Well, I'll say this, and this really pains me to say this: I'm picking the Rams on Sunday.
Who are they playing?
The Ravens.
Yeah, well, I'm also picking the Titans.
The Rams are already a 7.5 favorite in Baltimore.
Yeah,
and the Texans put up a 40-burger.
Yeah, look at that stat against who the Titans are playing next week, and then you give me that line on that one.
As shocking as this may sound, they have your Raiders as a 5.5 point favorite.
Yeah, that ain't happening.
But Tennessee is plus 220 in the money line,
Yeah, yeah.
and the
So that
Raiders are
means
minus 270.
so that means the Titans will win by 3.
But Kendrick Bourne definitely hit the jugs machine. Um,
You know what?
he had a
If y'all had
tremendous
lost that
game.
game, your fan base would have crucified him. They forgot about all them catches he did to try to make the game interesting. But that was an L.
A PCL bone bruise was the last I read.
Yeah, that's what I got as well. Maybe a couple of more weeks. I'm glad they didn't play him because he didn't look comfortable. He couldn't get separation.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, like I said, I need my fan base to bring that same crucifixion when Mac Jones has a bad game and when Eddie Pinero starts missing kicks. I need you to bring that same crucifixion because
Well, I
y'all.
would say this, but here's the question: did you have more confidence in Pinero or Moody?
I mean, obviously Pinero because he's been there, done that. But my thing is, this fan base was chomping at the bit, hoping that Moody missed.
Now,
it's
see,
like-
that's now you've always wondered. Yeah, I think we had this discussion about how bad Sebastian Janikowski used to be before he became who he was.
Again, and I've said this, and I will say it again. I was not against them cutting him because, again, it's a production-based business. He was not producing. I'll never argue that. My problem with my fan base was y'all waited for him to miss just so y'all can freaking crucify the man, which I thought was unfair at times because it was already getting into his head.
Yep.
And then y'all just spewing at the mouth.
And he was booing him too.
And then I said, when Eddie Pinero starts missing kicks, y'all better bring that same exact energy y'all brought on Jake Moody.
And Miss Jody, nobody wants cool.
I thought he signed with somebody.
Was it the Bears?
No, I want to say it was the Giants. No, Moody is on the Bears practice squad, but I swear, Young who signed with the Giants, if I'm not mistaken.
Well,
but
practice squad, yeah.
And that's the thing. Young who's been a good kicker for a long time.
So he had a down year.
Yeah. Because I mean, he made a lot of clutch kicks for the Falcons. And he was my fantasy kicker for a long, long time. And was getting me points.
Are you think I'm ready to trade Daniel Carlson after he missed a field goal? No.
Yes, Young Hoku is currently kicking for the Giants.
Oh, okay.
See,
I stand corrected.
And no, the Cowboys are not getting rid of Brandon Aubrey. That's an automatic 3 points. He is he is as automatic as Justin Tucker was once upon a time.
Absolutely.
That's how automatic he is. With that strong leg, he is as automatic as it can be.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's what I tried to explain to my fan base before Jake Moody had that high ankle sprain. He was 13 for 14 on kicks. Again, if you can kick with a high ankle sprain, then take your ass down there and go ahead and do it if you can do it.
But don't jeopardize the team if you can't.
Yeah. But again, Eddie has one job. So far, he's won that job. But as I keep telling certain people in this fan base, he's going to miss kicks. Just like quarterbacks are going to throw interceptions. It happens during the roller coaster ride of an NFL season. And when it happens, y'all better bring that same crap y'all did to the previous kicker that got cut. That's all I've been saying. That's all I've been saying. And no, I'm not going to call him that nickname that everybody else call him. I don't do that. Just like you will never, ever hear me saying Bang Bang Downer Gang. Because, no. I don't, no. I don't, like.
There's no point.
No. And again, I love Uncle Earl. From the same hometown. go up on the same block on Magazine Street. But I will not say that. Okay? I grew up knowing the fan base as the 49er faithful. That's what I have known them as. That's what I am. That's what I will forever call it until God says, son, come home. Okay, you will not hear me say Niner Empire. They ain't been an empire since Eddie Barlow was the damn owner. Damn sure ain't no damn gang. Because if you're supposed to be a gang, you don't fight amongst your own fan base in the doggone stands like y'all do in Santa Clara. What is wrong with y'all? Now again, that happens in every NFL stadium with your own fan base fighting amongst each other, but it happens a lot more often in Santa Clara, and I really don't understand why. Like the last home game, or I don't know if it was the home game against the Cardinals or the home game against the Jaguars, but there were Niner fans amongst themselves.
Yeah, it was Jaguars.
It was Jaguars. Okay. Actually, you know what? B, if you're watching, did you actually see the fight? Because I know you were at the game. So, B, if you're watching, tap in and let us know. But anyhow, I digress. Niners get the win 26-23 over the Rams in overtime. Niners go to 4-1 and are 3 up in the division. As Mac Jones, still not a fan, but continues to play well. Can't deny that. A very good competitive game to start the morning over in jolly old London as the Vikings rallied down 3 as Carson Wentz found Addison for the game-winning touchdown, and Carson Wentz put it right on the money to steal a win for the Vikings against the Browns. And the Vikings 5-0 all-time playing games in London. Something about London that brings out the best in the Vikings. Now, I will say this. Dylan Gabriel played very well. He really, really did. He just didn't
make those necessary needed throws.
Yes. But he took care of the ball, threw for 2 touchdowns.
He did.
Judkins ran for $110, which, I mean, normally that's the sign of a good win if you run for that. And Njoku had a nice game, caught a touchdown, had 6 catches. But again, they left too much time on the clock, and Carson Wentz took advantage. Yeah, but he can't keep taking hits like that because he was really grabbing at that knee on Thursday night, and the O-line continues to be an issue in as far as pass protection. And I mean, if that's the case, because if something bad's to happen, because the Niners are playing a very good Tampa Bay defense on Sunday in a battle of 2 4-1 teams in the NFC in Tampa. And if something happens to Mac Jones and you got to go to Adrian Martinez at quarterback, that's not going to be good for Santa Clara. So the pass protection has got to get better for Santa Clara.
And you can never count out Baker.
Oh, no. As once again, he pulls another rabbit out of his hat in Seattle.
That game was a dandy.
Oh, yes. And the uniforms just made it all better.
That's what I told JP. I was like, man, I felt like a kid watching that game.
Oh yeah, it was back to childhood. Like
that's when the Seahawks were in the AFC West.
Yes. And the Buccaneers in the old black and blue NFC North, the old NFC Central.
Oh yes.
Only thing missing was Summerall and Madden calling the game in Seattle for CBS.
That was a hell of a game, though.
But I mean, you got Kevin Harlan, and Kevin Harlan is very, very good.
Indeed.
I don't know in this career, but I know certainly this season Tampa Bay has been living on the edge because all of their 4 wins have come down to last-second plays.
There was no way. Well, I mean, Sam Darnold had a good-ass game too, though.
Now, I will say this. Unfortunately, the interception he threw, which looked like he threw it right to Lamont David, it actually hit a Buccaneers helmet. And that's why Levante David was actually able to catch it. So that wasn't all on Sam Darnold. The trajectory of the ball changed drastically. But Vikings win 21-17. They're 3-2 in the year. Cleveland goes to 1-4. Like I said, the defense played well for the Browns. They just could not stop them when it counted on the last drive. But the Vikings keeping pace in the NFC North. As mentioned, the Ravens put up a 44-burger on the Ravens. It's very rare to say the Ravens are 1-4 to start a season, but they're 1-4 to start a season. But I mean, at the same time, the Texans did what they're supposed to do: take advantage of a depleted defense. Whatever has okay, I will say this: that short period of time that Baker Mayfield spent in Inglewood with the Rams and being with Sean McVay has revitalized his career because he was lost in Carolina. Same with Sam Darnold. And the 1 year Sam Darnold spent with Kyle Shanahan is the reason why Sam Darnold is the starting quarterback in Seattle, because he got with Kevin O'Connell. Kevin O'Connell got the best out of him. That's why he's starting in Seattle. Those few games that Baker spent in Inglewood with Sean McVay gave Baker confidence, and that's why, as Oos likes to call him, Reagan Mayfield is thriving in Tampa, Florida right now.
It's money now.
Yeah,
it's money.
It's money. It's money Mayfield. But no, I mean, again, you didn't have your Hall of Fame wide receiver, but Emeka Ibuka is saying, I am here. Throw me the ball.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I said. Emeka Ibuka is stepping in for the Hall of Famer who's on the bench right now, and Chris Godwin is still getting his legs back, but he's still being a factor. And of course, not only did they not have Mike Evans, they didn't have Bucky. It was all Rachaad White today in the run game.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. I had to put Bucky on the bench.
I know that made me sad too. Which again, I'm sad because he won't be playing this week against my Niners. Like I said, this is going to be a tough one for Santa Clara.
Yeah.
Going to the pirate ship is not going to be easy. No, I don't need more head cases. I already have one that's named Brandon Ayuk. No, don't need it. I don't need it. I don't need it. I don't need it.
I'd rather keep Jacoby.
But Texans get the win 44-10. CJ Stroud was very efficient, 23 of 27, 244, 4 touchdowns, no picks. Nick Chubb ran for 61 yards and a touchdown. Christian Kirk, 4 for 64. Nico Collins, 4 for 52 and a touchdown. Xavier Hutchinson had 2 touchdown catches, and Jalen Noel had the other one. As Cooper Rush was 14 of 20 throwing, but you can't be in a giving mood and throw 3 interceptions to the other team, which leads to points for the other team.
Oh, don't I know that?
44-10. Texas with the Rams. And go figure. The Saints would just mess up the whole program and beat the East Rutherford Giants 26-14 as Kellen Moore gets his first win as Saints head coach. Rashid Shaheed, give me points, young man. He had a nice game.
I don't know why I don't forget to draft him. He's good when you put him in there, like out of nowhere. He'll just start giving you points out of nowhere.
Yeah. Shaheed, 4 catches, buck 14, a touchdown, but it was Mr. Kool-Aid McKinstry.
Kool-Aid
2
McKinstry.
interceptions. Yes, folks, that really is his real name. That's his real name. But the Saints get on the board as they get the win 26-14. At this rate, Brandon, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, the Giants had a 14-3 lead, and the Saints just came back and won. And then the Jordan Howard fumble interception was the straw that will... Oh, we're getting to the Cardinals in a second. Because we have a Scott Mitchell award. We have a Scott Mitchell award to give out.
Holy roller.
But I think the more impressive one today was the damn John Elways, the Denver Broncos, going into Philly. And I'm pretty sure
if they wanted Shador, they would have drafted him. They had ample opportunity to draft him. So, no. Not going for that. He can stay right there in Cleveland. I'd rather keep my picks.
Well, the other running back, like I said, Brandon, we'll get to the Cardinals in a second because we have an award to give out that involves an Arizona Cardinal. We'll get to that momentarily.
Oh
But
no.
impressive win was the Broncos getting the win over the Philadelphia Eagles in Philly after they spot the Eagles
Yeah.
a 14-point lead. They were down 17-3 and came back
Mm-hmm.
and scored 18 unanswered in the fourth quarter to get the win 21-17 over the Eagles, giving the Eagles their first loss of the season, and even putting Philadelphia into even more foul mood. The fact that the previous night the Phillies blow a lead against the Dodgers, and now the Eagles blow a lead against the Broncos. But Bo Nix playing with confidence, throws for 242. J.K. Dobbins runs for 79 yards and a touchdown. Evan Ingram catches the other touchdown as the Broncos go to 3-2 as they
Criticizing who?
now stand one game behind the Chargers in the NFC West. Are you talking about the logo?
No, I was trying to see what Brandon said. Who is criticizing who?
I think
Petrie?
he's trying to say C.J. Gardner Johnson got cut for criticizing Petrie, and then Petrie has 3 interceptions in the last 2 games, or Jalen Petrie. Okay. The Cowboys took care of business, as now the East Rutherford Jets are the only winless team remaining in the NFL, as the Cowboys are at 500, 2-1, as they beat the Jets by a final score of
Woohoo!
37-22. So
And if you had Dak Prescott on your bench in fantasy, boy, you missed out damn near on 50
I
points.
started him, and Dakota gave me points today. Thank you, Dakota. Dak threw for 4 touchdowns, threw for a 237. Javonte Williams continues to run the ball well for the Cowboys. 16 carries, 135 yards, averaging 8.5 yards a pop with a touchdown. Ryan Flanoy, 6 catches for a $114, leading the way. Pickens had 2 catches, 57 yards. One of those found the end zone. Jake Ferguson had the other 2 touchdown receptions, and Javonte Williams ran for 1, caught 1. Total team over for the Cowboys, as the Cowboys now at 2-2. Could be 3-2 if the game didn't end in a tie last week.
Well, they should have actually. Honestly, you know what? They should have lost that game. The Packers dropped the ball at the end.
Well, you can't blow a 13-0 lead too.
100%.
Folks, Jerry Jones went all off. Yeah, you're not wrong on that one, Brandon. The Colts put up 40. Jonathan Taylor had a hat trick. Fred Flintstone threw for 2. Geno Smith was in a giving mood. But I'll just let Mizzle explain just how much his beloved team that he loves stinks very badly. So I give thee Mizzle Mason. Will you being a Texans fan, Brandon? I can understand why you say that. You say that quote. I understand.
They're horrible. They look crappy in all phases of the game. You get your punter hurt. How do you get your punter hurt?
Oh baby.
Special teams looking crap. I don't know. I really don't know how to take this team. They got so much talent, but we have a 34-year-old quarterback trying to. Did we just call him Indiana Jones? Did we just? Oh, that's pretty good. I'll give you that one. I mean, we couldn't even touch Daniel Jones. He didn't even really have to scramble. He stood in the pocket. He had a clean pocket the whole game. We held Jonathan Taylor in check into the fourth quarter or the second half, but that's understandable when your defense is on the field majority of the game. Where your defense makes a stop, and then the offense gives a 3 and out, and your defense is back on the field. That is not success to win the game. I don't know what it is, but whenever somebody come and coach the Raiders, It just don't work out. Ashton Genty looked decent. You know, the offensive line looks more improved than the running game. We have no secondary. Just throw that out there. No corners. Nothing. What the... Well, the Chargers ain't fall apart. This is too early for them. They normally have their fallout towards the end when the playoffs are coming near. So just to see them lose like this twice, like they lost, is kind of shocking because they normally don't.
Okay.
It's too early for them to be looking like this.
Okay. I want to believe in the Chargers.
No,
I do, because I know who Jim Harbaugh is as a head coach. Wherever he goes, he wins. However, you're 3 up in the division. You start the season going 3-0 in the division, but then you give Jackson Dart his first win. You're supposed to beat the Giants. The Giants suck. And I'm not throwing shade on Giants fans, but they know they suck. They're not good. They're not a good team. Yet, you gave Jackson Dart confidence, and you give the Giants their first win of the season. Okay. I think when the Commanders get healthy, when Scary Terry returns and some players on defense return,
absolutely,
the Commanders are going to be that team that got to the NFC Championship game last season. And what a difference! And what a difference having number 5 coming back today made a difference because, again, the Commanders spotted them a 10-0 lead, and then just bust out with 27 unanswered points on a good Chargers team, on a Jim Harbaugh coach team, which that rarely happens.
Absolutely.
And now, as Brandon just said, now your star running back that you drafted in the first round, who is very good, is now in a walking boot.
Mm-hmm.
You just lost your other running back in Najee Harris for the year, which get well, Najee, praying for you. And if you watch Jim Harbaugh, his bread and butter is running the football. Who's gonna run the ball for Inglewood now?
Yeah, man. No, never mind. He's in Denver.
Yeah, J.K. Dobbins is in Denver.
Mm-hmm.
Which I don't know why the Chargers did not bring him back because he ran the ball very well for Inglewood last year. Bingo. That's it right there. You lost Rashawn Slater. Then Alt gets hurt.
Alt went down, yeah.
Yeah. So
then they lost another one. I think they lost another one. I think playing the Raiders are in this game. If I'm not mistaken. So, it was definitely with the Raiders, for sure.
Yeah. So the trenches are hurting for Inglewood because if Justin Herbert's running for his life, that's a problem. That's an issue. That's a big issue.
Mm-hmm.
Which, again, we'll get back to the Chargers in a second. And then there's the Miami Dolphins. The Dolphins were up on the Panthers. Then Rico Dowdle says, "Hold my beer." Yes, the former Cowboy. That Rico Dowdle. 23 carries. 206 yards on the ground. Oh, by the way, averaging a whopping 9.6 every time he touched the ball.
Hey, he taking that offensive line to dinner. It's on him. And here's the ironic part. So I had to put Chuba Hubbard on the bench because he was out for the game. Mm-hmm.
And the best running back available, oddly enough, was Rico Dowdle, and he gives me 200 yards on the ground today and gets me points.
Hey, you know what? Not gonna lie. When Brock Bowers got called out, because I still had him in because he was questionable, but I had to drop somebody. Excuse me. When I dropped somebody, I had to pick up somebody, and Ferguson for the Cowboys was out there, so I picked him up, and all he did was go out there and damn near give me 30 points. See, it just works out so great. Kareem Hunt pick up for who? Who's picking up Kareem Hunt?
For the Chargers? Ain't he having a predominant role with the Chiefs?
I thought he was already back with the Chiefs. Yeah.
No. What I'm saying is, doesn't have a predominant role on offense with the Chiefs because isn't he complimenting Isaiah Pacheco? Dolphins beat the Jets because their jerseys were cool and refs advanced their ball except for Darren Waddle and Waddle, our free agents. My guess was Cardinals trade for Damian. I would like to see Dameon Pierce get out there because Dameon Pierce is a good back, and I don't know why the Texans have not used him. Again,
and I have him on one of my fantasies, and he's not productive, so I haven't put him out there.
I've been a Dameon Pierce fan since he was a Florida Gator, and I'm a damn Georgia Bulldog fan. That's my rival, or one of my rivals.
Well, most of your favorites is going to be within your rival.
Oh yeah,
because we all know that I despise Miami, even though they took care of business.
But you love Adrian James.
I'm a damn right. I'm a big Adrian James fan. You damn right. That good Lord. So even was in Orlando and bought his Colts jersey.
No, I mean it's just like I despise everything that is Dodger Blue, but I was a huge Raul Mondesi fan because I loved the way he played. And he had a cannon of an arm in right field.
Absolutely.
Couldn't stand them, but I was a Raul Mondesi fan. I just was.
Can't help it.
Oh, Brandon. You remind me of my guy Scott McCorkle talking about Blue Chew. Which, again, shout out to Scott McCorkle, everybody.
Definitely shout out to Mr. McCorkle, the Viking. Wow. We brought Blue Chew into the show. Jesus. Who would have thunk?
Panchero in his rice and his sweep, he isn't being used. No, he's not. Isaiah Pacheco is the main back for Kansas City.
Yeah.
But Bryce Young threw for 2 touchdown passes. Ted had 6 for 73. Xavier Leggett caught 1 touchdown pass. Mitchell Evans caught the other touchdown pass. As the Panthers, surprisingly, are 2-3 through 5 games. That's true. And if he's just out, if he's just being relegated to special teams, he can help somebody's running game right now. I'm just saying. That's here nor there. But big win for the Panthers. And how much longer before Mike McDaniel gets fired? And then Steve Dugan says, "Bring him back to Santa Clara to be the OC." I'm like, oh, here we go with this crap again. Trying to really trying to get the band back together. But perhaps the game of the day, and we already talked about it, the Buccaneers and Seahawks in Seattle. Back and forth.
Hell of a game.
Between these two. It definitely was a slugfest, but at the end, he tipped ball interception by Levante David. Gave Chase McLaughlin the game-winning field goal as the Buccaneers beat the Seahawks 30-35 in the battle of the Creamsicles and the Steve Largents. It just went together, but the Buccaneers go to 4-1. Seahawks go to 3-2. I don't know if Charbonnet's going to get traded because him and Kenneth Walker make a very good compliment.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I wouldn't do that.
I wouldn't mess with that. Reagan Mayfield, or as Oos likes to call him, Money Mayfield, threw for 379, 29-33, 379, 2 touchdowns, no picks. But Sam Darnold in his own right was very good throwing the ball. He was 28-34, threw for 4 touchdowns. Unfortunately, threw the 1 bad interception. Kenneth Walker had 86 yards on the ground. I'm telling you, folks, if you don't know who Jackson Smith and Jigba is, get to know him right now because that young man could play some ball.
Yes, he can.
He had 8 catches for $132 and a touchdown. But at the end, the Buccaneers fired the cannons. And the Buccaneers and Niners, a battle of 2 4-1 teams. That should be a dandy in the pirate ship coming to you next Sunday. And then there's the Arizona Cardinals, who played well, to tie the game, but lost to the Seahawks. But then, oh, Amari DiMercato. You just had to do the one thing that apparently we have not learned from watching Deshaun Jackson do it first. You, sir, decided to drop the ball at the goal line before crossing the end zone, which would have been a 76-yard touchdown run.
And he
But
was clean. He was clean getting through that lane too. They opened up the lane perfectly for him.
There was a gleam. There was a gleam. And he ran through it. But no. You had to drop the ball at the goal line. And thus, a touchback happened.
You don't drop that football until you see those referees hold up that hand.
Yes. Once you see the hands go up, then you drop the ball. As they always taught you on Inside the NBA, run through the tape. Run through the tape. But no. You, Amari DiMercato, wanted to do that crap. And I don't understand why. But nonetheless, you, Amari DiMercato, running back of the Arizona Cardinals, because of your blunder, you get this week's Scott Mitchell Award.
Without throwing the football.
Without even throwing a doggone football, because you had a mental error of dropping the ball at the 1-yard line. And the wackiness, we had the Holy Roller 2.0. It definitely defies logic because there's no way you can explain it. And then the Titans were down 21-6. They were down 15. And put some they don't need tape on their gloves. With the way these football gloves are made now, the doggone football dang near sticks to the glove.
Stick them. It's
like stick them on the glove.
Exactly. Just put a paw out there.
It's not like the old Newman gloves that they were wearing back in me and Mizzle's day.
Oh boy.
Okay, Scatterblue just blocked the heck out of somebody and just told somebody to get out my way when he was throwing a block.
I mean, the man's a load. I mean, that's what he's supposed to do.
A big load. But
absolutely.
Now, yes, I know some people do put tape over their gloves. Some are different. I get it. I understand it. But Titans, first one for Cam Ward.
He'll get 2 next week.
Brandon says, I want to see the Titans lose every game, but I don't want them to have the number 1 pick. It's a conundrum.
Well, I'm sorry. They'll get number 2 next week.
Needless to say, I think you know who he's picking next week, as the latest episode of Talking This will come up this week later on. But yeah, 22-21, Titans get the win over the Cardinals. Again, the Commanders spotted the Chargers a 10-0 lead, and then just said, screw it. Scored 27 unanswered points as Jane Daniels came back in there, and you could basically tell that he was missed. No, Derrick Henry they just need to feed Derrick Henry the ball. I mean, why not riding Derrick Henry when you need him the most with your quarterback out? I don't understand why he's not getting more touches, but hey, I'm not a coach, so what do I know?
Nothing.
Not a doggone thing. Well, Arch needs to get his stuff together. And Drew Alar's stock continues to dwindle with these 2 losses to Oregon. Well, okay. Oregon was a ranked team, and Oregon's a good team, so there's no shame in that.
Yeah.
But But losing to a winless, hapless UCLA team that just fired their head coach, that should not happen.
Well, you know about expiring football. You know how that goes.
Oh yes,
With the new
absolutely,
head in the middle of the season.
absolutely.
So you know, so you chalk it up as that as well too.
But still, it should not happen. But again, this is why you play the game.
Triple zeros.
This is exactly why you play the game.
Absolutely, absolutely.
But Daniels came back. He was 15 to 26 for 231, threw a touchdown pass. But the running game of Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt, 14 carries, a buck 11, almost averaging 8 yards a carry, had 2 touchdowns, found the end zone. Looks like Debo Samuel's trying to prove that I was wrong. He had 8 catches for 96 yards and a touchdown, but it's still early in the season. But he had a nice, solid game. But the turning point for this game was the interception that Justin Herbert threw at the goal line. You can't do that. Can't do that.
Golden rule.
Can't do that. But here's the problem. If Justin Herbert's your leading rusher, that's a big problem. Now, obviously, that was before Hampton got hurt.
And now he's in the walking boot. Damn.
Yeah. They do. But again, Brandon, this is first year of Spytech and Pete Carroll, so they're trying to implement their program. So they don't exactly have all that they want yet. So it's a process.
They're missing secondary, the quarterback for sure, linebacker. So I mean, they got the running back and the tight end. So you're there. And you drafted a couple of young studs at wide receiver. Cool. But you don't have nobody to pass him the fucking ball. So it's crazy.
It is. But to round out week 5, Lions beat the Bengals 37-24. A great moment. David Montgomery's sister, who never saw his brother play football, was there in person.
That was awesome.
Great sight to see. Sonic and Knuckles find the end zone again. Bengals are 2-3. Jake Browning played better in the second half, but you can't throw 3 interceptions. Jamar Chase had a good game.
Sorry, Bengals fans. I know how that feeling.
But there it is. But again, Goff took care of the ball. Sonic and Knuckles find the end zone. Amon-Ra St. Brown, 8 catches for 100 yards. Lions quietly at 4-1, leading the NFC North, as it is a battle between the Packers and the Lions for that division. And then the Patriots, got to give Mike Vrabel credit.
Man.
Patriots went to Orchard Park. They were not intimidated by the whiteout.
No.
Or those clean jerseys. They played their game, and at the end, got the win to go to 3-2 and get 1 game back of the Bills in the East. 23-20 the final score. Harbaugh's not going to trade Trey Lance.
No. He's going to work with him.
Yeah.
That's a project, and we all know that Harbaugh loves projects, and that's a project.
Harbaugh's going to get the best out of him. That's just what it is. Yes, they did. They got their last game ever at Rich Stadium, aka Ralph,
and they shut it down.
And they turned the lights out with the win. And you have to give them credit.
That game was very competitive, though, as we said earlier. That game was, and they was hitting. They were hitting.
I think they're trying to turn him into a tight end. About Malik Willis, if I'm not mistaken. Well, that is now an Olympic sport, yes. But congrats to them.
You know what? I'll watch it. I'll watch it just to see what they're doing.
All that. But It was, and the Patriots took advantage.
I'm about to say, but how about the Patriots just played a good brand of football?
No. Well, I mean, to each
Well,
their own.
that's what the league is turning into.
Yeah, all that. But thank y'all for hanging out with us as we recap Week 4. Snuck in a little baseball playoff talk and snuck in some Warriors basketball.
Of course, we get, it's. I got to look forward to basketball now.
Don't forget Jaguars and Chiefs on Monday night.
I picked the Chiefs.
I would love nothing more to just make this week all whacked out than the Jaguars upsetting the Chiefs.
It's a possibility, man.
It really is a possibility. So we'll see it that way. Anyways, as you can see, paying homage to breast cancer awareness. There you see, the pink microphone, the pink coloring. Save the boobies. We love boobies. Ladies, definitely go get yourself checked.
But there wasn't a lie.
But as the Super W Maker takes us home, appreciate y'all for hanging out with us on this late night edition. Well, of course, you're a Texans fan. Of course you want that. The Jaguars are in first place of your division, so I totally get it.
I mean, it makes total sense.
It does. But for Mizzle, I'm Doug. We appreciate y'all for hanging out with us. And as always, as Mizzle is clean braids look back, but as always, it's 5 o'clock some damn where, and we appreciate y'all for hanging out with us here on the Mizzle and Dub Show. We will be back this week for a talking-ish episode as we will go over our picks and get our picks for Week 6.
All right, man. I'm in last place now.
Well, this week was all just crap.
Well, the gamble that I took, because you guys took the Colts. I think I took the Seahawks, and you guys didn't. You both took the Bucks. So there it is.
I mean, like I said, if you were a road team, it was a good week for you. By the way, go Phillies. Even up the series. And,
Yes.
Blue Jays finished the job, sweep the Yankees.
Yes. Shoot the leg.
And do it again. But anyhow,
Yes.
Appreciate y'all. Good night or good morning, or if you're in Hawaii, good evening.
Absolutely.
Anyways, this is the Mizzle and Dub Show. 4 letters, 1 word.
Yeah.